going to be talking about these two texts. So one of them is called Making a Career Decision, and the other one is called Keeping Dogs Healthy. And you should also have this page pulled into Notability, so the comparing texts on the same topic, or if you're in class, I should have paper copies. If you would prefer a paper copy, that's fine too. So I want to just preview some of the questions that we're going to be answering about this. This is going to be really similar to what we did last week. So the first thing we're going to decide is what is the main topic of both texts. So what's kind of like the main idea, the big idea that is being covered. And then we're going to look at main focus for individual texts. So in the first text, what's the main focus? So we're going to get a little bit more specific. In the second text, what's the main focus? Then details that support each of these. And then finally, we're going to look at comparing and contrasting the two texts. And we'll talk more about the Venn diagram when we get down there. But let's look at the main topic of both texts. So in order to do that, we need to read both. So let's start with making a career decision. A veterinarian is an animal doctor. Veterinarians or vets usually specialize in certain types of animals. Veterinarian school is required to become a vet in the United States. The schooling can take 4 to 6 years. Choosing to be a vet can be a very rewarding career for people who like animals. Vets help animals to recover from illness and accidents. They also give checkups and make sure pets stay healthy. Veterinarians usually work regular business hours from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Vets are required to have special certifications from the states in which they work. Since animals will always need health care, being a veterinarian is a profession that will likely be around for years to come. So choosing to be a vet would be a good career choice for people who like animals. Before we go on to what is the main text for both, let's just focus on this. So what would we say is the main idea, the main focus of this first text, I think, is the career of being a vet. So I'm going to go back into here. And what is the main focus? So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. So the main focus, I think, in the first text is the job of a vet. Okay, and then we'll look at the main focus of the second text, and we'll kind of compare those to see what the main topic of both would be. So, keeping dogs healthy. Like a pediatrician is an expert doctor for kids, a veterinarian is an expert doctor for animals. Some veterinarians even specialize in canine vet studies, the study of dogs. Dogs, like humans, need regular health care and yearly checkups. Although veterinarians take care of sick dogs, they also give regular checkups to keep dogs healthy. During a yearly checkup, veterinarians give dogs a physical exam, including checking their bones and joints, teeth, eyes, and ears. They listen to their heart and lungs and feel the dog's stomach and internal organs. They check a dog's hair and skin for fleas, ticks, and other problems. Since some animals don't get as much exercise as others, veterinarians always check a dog's weight to be sure they are getting the proper amount of food and exercise. Even though many people think of vets as taking care of sick animals, they actually do a lot of work preventing them from ever getting sick. So I would say probably the main idea or the main topic being covered here is vets helping dogs. So let's go back in here. So for my second text, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, how vets help dogs. So if I look at my main focus for both, we can see there is a similarity, right? There's a comparison between the two, and I think our main topic in general would be vets or veterinarians. And I'm going to look back so that I make sure I spell veterinarian correctly. Let's see if it'll let me copy. This is a work smarter, not harder. There we go. So veterinarians would be the main topic of both texts. And then again, we got a little more specific. So the first one focuses on the jobs that a vet does, and then the second one focuses on how vets help dogs. So now let's look at some supporting details. So the jobs of a vet, what would be some details from that first story that would show the job of being a vet? So if I look through here, they give checkups. They can go to school from anywhere from 4 to 6 years. They have special certifications. I think all of those would be good things. So let's get back in here. So work, school, 4 to 6 years. And I'm just kind of paraphrasing or just shortening. I'm not using complete sentences, and that's okay. So school to 4 to 6 years. They do checkups for animals. Let's make this a little bit smaller so it fits. So checkups for animals. And finally, require certifications for each state. So depending on the state, teacher's license are the same way. Depending on the state, they have to do specific things. All right, let's see if we can find how vets help dogs. Let's look back in our story, see if we can find some details there. Let's see. They give regular checkups, so same thing. A physical exam. They listen to their heart and lungs. They check the dog's hair and skin. They check their weight. All of those things. So let's go back in here and we can list some things. So they check hair and skin. They check weight and exercise. And let's see, what else did they do? I've forgotten, so let's go back in the text so I can remind myself. They listen to their heart and lungs. Let's use that one. So listen to heart and lungs. There we go. So we've got some details that help us with the first and second text, and now we're just going to compare and contrast the two. So they both talked about checkups, and actually before I get into that, I guess I should remind us of the Venn diagram. So a Venn diagram, two circles that overlap. This side is only things that happen for the first, whatever the first thing is. So in this example, it would be the first text. So on the outside circle, only things that are true about the first text. On the right-hand side, the outside, this would be things that are only true about the second text. And this overlapping section here in the middle is anything that would happen or that would occur in both texts. So they both talk about checkups for animals. So I'm going to put that in the middle because that's something that they both share. It talked about schooling on this side. It did not talk about school on the other one. Let's go back in the text and double check. Make sure. The study of dogs, but it didn't say anything about how long they had to be in school. What else? They recover from illness. This one talked about that too, taking care of sick dogs. So sick animals. So let's help with sickness. It's talked about that in both. So we can add that. What else did they talk about maybe that was just specific to the second text? So this is all focused on dogs, and this one is focused on all different types of animals. So let's put that. So on this side, dogs. Maybe if I could find the D. There we go. And this was all animals. So that was a difference. Let's look back and see if there's anything else. They obviously both talk about vets, so we could put that in the middle. Right, that was covered in both texts. I think that's good. That's a good example anyway. That's what we're going to be doing here. So the next couple of days, that's what we're going to be doing as well. If you need to replay this video, pause any part so that way you make sure that you get yours. I know I was kind of going through this quickly, so if you need to pause and make sure that you have yours filled in because you are going to turn this in, and I am going to give you a grade for following along with me and participating. So once you're done, you'll send this to Google. You will submit this. If your Notability won't send to Google for whatever reason, you can always take a screenshot of the entire page and submit the picture, whatever it is that works for you. And then you'll move on to the next page in the module.